What up, YouTube? This week we're going to go over some basic car skills that, in my opinion, all men should have. Let me start off by saying, first of all, I'm a bit self-conscious looking at myself in this camera with the condition of my beard and my hair. Yeah, I missed my haircut this week, and the fact that these transitions are starting to transition since I'm outside. And it's like my eyes are black. But yeah, we'll get past that. I'm kind of confident in myself, so forget the physical attributes. Anyway, back to the subject. These days it seems like young cats just don't know how to do shit. I'm sorry, there's no better way to put it. They can't do shit. There is absolutely no reason, in my personal opinion, that a grown man should have to pay to have his brakes changed, other than rotors, because rotors can be tricky, or an oil change. Unless you just got money like that and you like to pay other people to do stuff. I get that. You want to volunteer your car for a new mechanic who's trying to learn how to do stuff. I get that. Or if you're just insanely busy. Trust me, I definitely get that. But I'm a mechanic, so of course that's going to be a part of my regular routine. But even if you are willing to pay to have your services done, you should still know how to do it. Oh, one other thing. Change the tire. If you don't know how to change a tire, you're not a man. I don't give a damn who you are, you're not a man. My opinion? Yes, they're my opinions. But every man should know how to change a tire. So, let's get started. Today we're going to be changing the oil and the brake pads on a friend's car whenever she gets here. Everything that we're going to be doing today, it doesn't require any specialized tools. Everything that we'll be doing today requires only basic hand tools. Oil change, there's the oil filter right there. Not my preference, a brand and company for brake pads, but brakes. Tools you'll be needing: a jack stands, the other one is in the garage. Basic hand tools, that's my travel box by the way, and a chalk block. For the oil change, you also need to add an oil drain container, which I need to dump mine because it's gonna cause problems. Anyway, that's what you're gonna need, so let's get started on that. Okay, so somebody came halfway unprepared, so I had to give her my jacket and put on my trusty yellow jacket. But we're still gonna get started. When doing anything in automotive, safety is key. So one of the first things you want to do is chalk your wheel. This is Cindy.
Hi.
This is her car. This is the patient for the day.
Yes. Right here. If I'm on camera.
This is Sam. This is Cindy's brother. He's also family friend. Put your glasses back on. I know your ass can't see. But this is my student for today. We're going to teach her how to change brake pads and how to change the oil. The next step in doing brakes and oil changes is to get the car in the air. So what I'm going to do now is first pop the hood up to get that portion out of the way, and then we're going to get the Kia up in the air. When jacking up your vehicle, I suggest you find a center point in the front of the vehicle, usually the cross member. In this case, it's the subframe, which is behind the engine, which is kind of awkward, but either way, it'll get the job done. It'll lift both tires up just fine off the ground, but also make sure you have your chalk in place. As you can see, right there behind that back tire. That is vastly important for your safety. Once you have the car in the air, put jack stands under the jack points on the car so that way you have a nice solid foundation for the vehicle to sit on. Jack points are here on this particular vehicle. Put the jack stand there. Depending on the height that you want your jack stands to be at, make the necessary adjustments and put your jack stands in place, then lower the vehicle down off of the jack onto the jack stands. Since we're doing the oil change and brakes at the same time, we're going to go ahead and take the wheels off, then we're going to drain the engine, allow that to drain while we do the brakes. That'll give us a more complete drain of the oil. That whole process usually takes maybe 10 to 15 minutes depending on the vehicle. Certain manufacturers actually have specific time frames of which they tell you, they recommend that you drain the oil so we can keep it drained. But we're not going to do that. We're like 10 to 15 minutes. However long it takes us to do the brakes. Anyway, I have air tools because this is what I do. If you don't have air tools, what you need to do, leave the vehicle on the ground, break the lugs, meaning get them loose, then jack it up. Unfortunately, I didn't give you that whole tidbit before because I'm using air tools, so apologies there. When you take the wheel off your car, for safety purposes, you can do one of two things. You can either put the wheel under the car or you can use it as a chair. With this one, with this height, I'll probably be using it as a chair. On average, if I was working on my own car, which is much lower, I would probably put this under the car and sit on the ground. But again, it's an SUV, so here it is. All right, now we're under the vehicle. We're going to go ahead and pull the oil plug, which is right here. On this vehicle, it's 17 millimeters. We're going to go ahead and break that bolt, and we're going to drain this oil into my oil bucket. While that oil drains, we'll get to the brakes. So in order for the next part to make sense, I need to teach you the parts of the brakes. This is a brake caliper. This part right here is the piston. This piston pushes the brake pad against the rotor, which is this part, and squeezes the breast of this brake caliper to make other brake pads, which is on the other side, which you'll see shortly, to make the car stop. What we're about to do now is push this piston back into the caliper in order to basically reset the brake caliper system, braking system. The way I do it, I use a pry bar. These pads are coming off anyway, so I don't care about messing them up. I probably won't catch it anyway. I stick it in there and I pull it. Can somebody come record for me, please? Because I can't do it with one hand. Thank you. So what I just did, I actually had a little bit of a struggle there, but I put a little bit of space in between this brake pad, which is right here, and the rotor, which is right here. So that way I can get my pry bar in here and push the piston back against the existing brake pad. As you can see, if Sam is recording me properly, which I hope he is, the piston is slowly going back into the caliper. This can be done with a pry bar with the method that I'm using right now, or you can use an actual brake pad tool, or you can use a C-clamp. It's easier just to do it the right way. But I've been doing it this way, for about 15 years, so it works for me. Boom. And you can see, the piston is pressed all the way back into the caliper. Next up is to remove the caliper from the brake caliper bracket, which is this portion right here. With this one, I've already broken it, so basically you just take out the bolts. This is a Kia, so with this one, I don't have to take the caliper all the way off. I can just, boom, flip it that way. From that point, you remove your pads. These, Cindy, who just got a dirty look for me.
I was about to say, I just got received a dirty look. So if your mechanic gives you a dirty look, this is why.
These are worn to shit. Good Jesus, Lord.
Hey.
Jesus.
Mind you, Atlanta traffic.
Well, in this case, we can say that she has no problems with the calipers because in order to tell if you have problems with the calipers, with the meat that's left after the pads have come off, the way they wear will tell you that you have issues. For example, if you have a thin side over here, but you got a thick side over here, you got a brake caliper problem. If this caliper is thick and this one is very thin, that means you got a caliper problem. Looking at your brake pads will tell you what's wrong with the car. Once you have all the brake pads and everything off, it's best to go ahead and clean the space. I hope you can hear me because it's windy and my compressor just turned on. But this is some Walmart Super Tech brake parts cleaner. You can do a detailed clean, take everything apart, do it, blah, 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 whatever you want to do. I just do a basic cleaning because I know Cindy's commute. She got a long ride, so no matter how much cleaning I do, it's going to get dirty again anyway, real soon. pads come with an early warning system in them. Half the time they break off, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But this little tab right here is to let you know that it's time for new brake pads. What happens with it is this little tab rubs against the rotor and gives you a constant high-pitched squealing to let you know that it's time for brake pads. With Cindy's scenario, it just decided to break, which happens quite often. What I do when I put these on, I like to have this on the back of the rotor. So when I put the pads on, I make sure the orientation is correct for the brake pad warning system to be on the back of the rotor. I had to go ahead and take this bottom bolt out of here because the brake line is not long enough for me to bend it back, and I don't want to damage it. So I'm gonna set that. That's off to the side. Let's go ahead and put the pads on. These particular pads from AutoZone, Duralast product, did not come with these little clips or shims that are supposed to be in here. These are anti-rattle clips. It is wise to change these when you change your pads. You can either buy them separate in the brake hardware kit, or if you need a premium set of brake pads that come with that whole setup. We're not bragging about Duralast. You want to show it, but it is what it is. So, pads are in place. Put the caliper back on. Normally I would use my air wrench to do this, but it's breaking, so we're not in a hurry. Take our time to get it done right. One other thing that some people like to do is they like to use grease to put on the back of the anti-rattle grease. I hate that stuff. All it does is make a mess. And on top of that, with modern cars, they come with enough anti-rattle this, that, and other to keep your stuff from rattling. And if you can hear your freaking brakes rattling from inside your car, you might want to address that problem. That might be something else. I don't know the torque specs. I'm not going to torque them down. We're going to use the good and tight method. They're good and tight. So, that side is done. Let's move on to the other. Brake pads are installed, so the next step now is to pressurize the braking system. Cindy, would you please get into the vehicle and press the brake until the pedal is tight. What you want to do is you get into the car and you press the brake pedal until the brake pedal is nice and stiff. Keep going. Alright, crank it up. Turn it off and do it again. Just keep pumping the brakes until the pedal gets hard. It's nice and stiff. Crank it up, do it again. Turn it off. Pump the brakes. Alright, now crank it up and pump the brakes. That's pretty good. Alright, turn it off. Turn it off. You're good. Now, the purpose of doing that is to push the piston forward to make sure that the braking system is good and you have no air in your line. You really won't know if you have air in your line until you actually drive the car, and that will require bleeding. That's another video for another day. Once you have pumped the brakes and you make sure everything is good here, you go to your brake fluid reservoir and you check your level. It appears that Cindy is just a little low. I have some brake fluid. We will top that off and we will move forward from there. Probably within the next 6 months to a year, Cindy's going to have her brake system completely flushed, and we're going to change the brake fluid in her system. Aren't we, Cindy? Outstanding. The braking system is one of the most neglected systems on the car that is actually vastly important. A lot of people don't change their brake fluid, and that causes sets of issues that nobody wants to deal with. So, that being said, let's move along to the oil change. Alright, so we got to go back to the store. We got the wrong oil filter. But, oil plug is back in, brakes are done. I don't want to fill the engine yet because we don't have the right oil filter. So we will be right back. It would be wise to change your air filter while you're doing your oil change too. In this particular instance, we're not going to because they were sold out of the air filter. So I'm gonna take my air chuck and just blow the shit out of it, see if I can clean it up a little bit, and move forward from that point. So at this point, oh, there's my face. At this point, we just let the oil go down into the engine with my big ass funnel, and it's moving rather slow. But we'll let the oil do what it does, and then we're gonna wrap everything up. When you're putting your lugs back on, you want to make sure you do not over tighten. You want to use the proper torque specs to do it. I use air to put them back on. However, I use my lowest setting, which is 1. Usually doesn't get over 70 foot-pounds of torque. Most lugs are above 8. So I hit them with the torque, with the air, and then I go back behind them with a torque wrench and torque them down properly. I need to look up the torque specs for this particular car, but that's no big issue. I'll do that after I do this. When you're putting your lugs back on, well, putting the wheel back on the car and putting the lugs on, you must remember to crisscross. Crisscross meaning in a star pattern. If you have a 5 lug pattern, come on down here. Let's show them real quick. Start here, go here, 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 then here. Star pattern. If it's a 4 lug pattern, this wheel is dirty, let's use this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how you want to do it. In this particular instance, of course, like I said, I use air, but I use my lowest setting to put it back on, and I go back behind it with a torque wrench. I gotta look up the specs for this particular car, but you never want to over tighten the lug. That's a new set of problems in your hand. I had an encounter with that this morning. Anywho, torque specs for a 2012 Kia Sorento at 85 foot-pounds, so the wrench is set. Let's go ahead and get these lugs torqued down. Alright, so Sam is grabbing the chop block right now, and we're about to go into the last step. After installing new brakes on your car, it would be wise of you to do a bit of embedding with the brakes. What that is driving the vehicle and doing multiple stops. The way I was taught when I first started doing this 1,003 years ago was to do 3, 20 to 0, 3, 30 to 0, 3, 40 to 0, 5 for regular driving to 0 driving stops. And that's exactly what we're about. And we go 20 to 0. And you don't slam on the brakes when you're doing it. You don't just jam on it. You just stop like you normally would. If you're a heavy foot type person, then I would suggest you not be a heavy foot person. At least for the embedding of the brakes, and just be gentle. And then once you have your brakes broken in, drive the way you typically drive, and do you, boo-boo. I'm going to stop recording at this point, and I'm going to do the rest of them because I have to drive a little bit faster than 20 miles per hour. And that's all she wrote. We have done the embedding, dialing in, and all the other different terms that people use for properly preparing your brakes for normal use. And that's a wrap. This car's done. Cindy learned something. I think Sam learned something. Did you learn something? There we go. So you know how to do stuff now. Now, Sam is a grown-ass man. He knows how to change a tire. So, he's good there. He's a man. You know how to change the oil now? Or did you know how to change it before? Okay, so that's a man. He knows how to change oil. You know how to change brakes now? That's a man. I'm here with my wife, Sheila, and Cindy. This is Steven. Cindy, did you learn anything? How damn standard. You gotta change the brakes now. You gotta change the tires. You can change the oil. You do it by yourself? So that is all. We're gonna go ahead and sign out today. We appreciate you watching. Go ahead and subscribe, ring that bell, tell your friends, and share it. We do appreciate it. Peace.